Welcome back to Redeemed Treasures and my little sewing corner. I know I've been doing a lot with sewing. I do have other projects on the docket, but I keep coming back to this. So if you've seen my last video, maybe I've had it in the last two videos, I don't remember. I've been talking about this teal shirt that is too wide and I don't like the sleeves. And I actually put a poll out there on social media and YouTube as well to see which material should I use to refashion this shirt. That was my question. I had a bright red with some teal in it, and then I had another scarf that was mostly white and it had some different colors in it, plus a little bit of a teal. Not as much teal in it, but the colors still look really nice with it. So I didn't get a whole lot of feedback, but the feedback I did get from people was go with the white one because the red one is too bold. Only my sister-in-law said, hey, go for the red one. I like that in you, Kate. So I kind of wanted to go for the red one myself, but I actually have more material of the white one and I think it's going to work better. So we're going with the white scarf. And I just pinned it. Oh, I didn't pin it. I clipped it to the shirt just to kind of get an idea. So it's going to go, of course, on both sides. I folded it in half lengthways as well as width because I don't want it like really super long and hanging down to here. It is going to be, I decided to go with the kimono style instead of just making new sleeves. But it's not going to be as oversized. I'm trying to steer away from oversized. So it's not going to be as oversized as what a lot of people do. So that's why I folded it in half this way because I just want it. See, it's going to come down like a regular short sleeve shirt, which is what I want. I don't want it hanging all the way down to my wrists. And I'm going to have to cut some off of the length as well. This is what's left over on the back because I really want to be sure that I get that teal color in there and the teal is towards the bottom. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to include the fringe at the bottom or if I'm going to cut that off and just make a hem all the way around. I haven't decided on that yet, and I will figure that out as I go. Let's get started on cutting up the scarf, measuring and seeing what length I really need it to be. I mean, really, if some of the length has to come off the t-shirt as well, well, it's not, it is kind of a t-shirt. The teal shirt as well, that's fine. It's long enough that if I lose a little bit of length, I'm fine with that. So I want to cut straight down right through here. Takes the sleeve off. It'll also take that extra width off that was bothering me. And then we'll add the scarf onto both sides. All right, let's get started. So what I want to do is I've tried to straighten it out as best I can. This is a St. John's Bay brand, which is just a fast fashion. So it's not done properly to begin with. It's not even, it's not great. So I'm not super concerned about doing that. I just want to make sure that I cut it the same width away from the collar as much as possible. And then I'm just going to cut straight down. And it has a little bit of a high-low hem, which is fine. I can still keep that once I put the scarf on there as well. So let's measure from the collar. We're going to keep that angle when we measure just to make that good. Let's see, let's do 2.5. Let's do 2 1/4. 2 1/4 inches from the collar. So let's lay that at 2 1/4. Mark it. Okay. So now I have those marked, and I've got this fairly straight up and down, so I'm just going to use this little guy. Put it at that 2 1/4 mark, and just go straight up and down with that, and I'm going to use my rotary cutter. Okay, over here on the mark, and let's cut. Cutting through the front and the back at the same time. And I could keep this material and use it for something else. I certainly won't use the sleeve for anything else, I don't think, because I really don't like the sleeve. I don't know. We'll throw it in my scrap pile. So now we're going to do the other side. I'm going to move this over a little bit. Okay, the sleeves are off. That was fairly easy. Now the scarf's going to be harder because it is a cotton rayon blend. And this one is 100% cotton. So the rayon that's in there is going to make it a little bit more difficult to deal with. But I think we'll be okay. There's the scarf. Okay. Let me go grab my long tape measure because I'm going to need it because I need to measure that shirt so I know how long I need my scarf. Alright, so I am going to open this shirt up. And we're going to measure from the bottom front all the way to the bottom and the back. So from the front to the shoulder seam is 25. And from the shoulder seam to the back, 26 1/4. So that's 51 1/4. Let's just make the length of the scarf 53 inches, because if we have extra, that's fine. And I think I will take the fringes off. I'm just going to cut it across. I don't really care about the fringe. 54 inches. Okay, from the bottom of that, I'm not even going to include the fringe in the measurement because I know I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so 54 inches is pretty much right above this. That right there. So I'm just going to slip a pin in there. And I am sort of banking on this being constructed straight. It's not always a smart thing to do, but I think I'll be alright. Rotary cutter, there it is. I could do this with the scissors, pretty easy because it is just along that line. And I might not even need my ruler, but I am going to use it anyway, just because this is such a fidgety material. No turning back now. I tell myself all that a lot on these projects. And now for the end of this, I am just going to use my scissors and cut along here. I've got to cut it in half this way because I don't want that full width in there. So with this, I am going to line up the edges and try to line up the stripes. And then I'm going to clip it. I will probably go to the ironing board and just iron this out once I get this all clipped, and then that way I'll have a clear line as to where to cut. Okay, so I'm going to finish clipping this and I will iron it and cut it and then I'll come back. Okay, so I got my 2 pieces cut. Let me cut those tags off. Where did those go? There we go. Just kind of getting a basic setup here. And the shirt. So this is going to go over here. And we want to make sure that the scarf hangs down a little bit. But we don't want it to hang down the full amount on the front because it still needs to hang down a little bit on the back as well. Okay, and we're going to slide these together and pin. And this is right sides together. And I will sew these seams first and then I will use the serger on them to finish them off. That's really about all I've got except to do the hemming down below here. So I'm just going to go all the way up this side, front. It'll go all the way front to the back. And I'll pin it and then I'll come back and I'll sew it. Okay, so I just got to a point where I was so frustrated with my pins that I started using my clips. So much better, because if the pins are dull, it's just like snagging the scarf. So yeah, clips are good on material like this. And I need to change my thread. If you guys saw that skirt video, I had green thread that matched perfectly that I had gotten at a thrift store. And I took my chances. I was going to do the green just where it was going to show on the outside and then do white on the inside. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my chances and I'm going to do green in both the bobbin and the top piece. And look. This is what I had left. This is what's left on the spool. Not much. And then that's what's left on the bobbin. Not much at all. I got lucky. I like to roll the dice when it comes to will my thread run out? I probably do it too often. I probably shouldn't be that way. Let's see. We're going to put white back in. Alright, so for my skirt that I did last time, it was 100% rayon. So I had a size 60 needle. So it wouldn't make giant holes and ruin the fabric. I'm going to leave that in here because of the rayon blend on the scarf. I think it'll be okay getting through the shirt too, because the shirt's not too terribly thick. If I start having issues, I'll jump up to a 70 and see if that works better. So we're just going to do a small straight stitch. On my little podunk machine, it's just number 2. I'm going to up the tension on this because it's a thinner material. And go from 4 to a 5 and see if that helps. On that skirt, yes, last time. Excuse me. On that skirt last time, I think I should have upped the tension a little bit because it seemed like the thread was a little loose. Alright, so I am just going to come in. Where's my clip cup? I need my clip cup. There we go. I'm just going to come in about 1/4 inch seam allowance. That'll get cut off on the serger anyway, possibly. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to finish sewing this side on, and then I'm going to sew the other side on as well. And then I'm going to try it on, make sure it's where I want it, and if it's still too wide, I'll take it in a little bit. But after I get all that done, I will bring you back and show you what's going on with it and run it through the serger. You know what? You guys know what a serger does. It finishes the edges. So I'll probably show you a brief clip of the serger, and then I'll do a try on and show you how it ended up looking. Okay, so I went in and tried it on inside out just to get an idea. I need to sew down this way so that my sides are closed off, because right now it's just a poncho and I don't want a poncho. I want an actual shirt. So let me measure. So I put a pin right here, and that's roughly 5 inches out from where the teal shirt begins. So 5 inches that way. And then I'm only going to leave, I don't want a big gaping sleeve. I mean, I want it to be nice and flowy, but not big and gaping. So I will go up to, let's try 12 inches from the top. And then I'll try it on and see from there if that's what I want. And then I'm going to go 12 inches down, 5 inches this way. So I'll sew up here 5 inches away from the teal up to that 12-inch mark, which is like right there. Okay, so I'll do that real fast and fix that little seam up there, and then I'll try it on again and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, I got overly excited about this shirt. And what I should have done was hem this before I sewed down the side to make the sleeves. But I think I've left myself enough space to where I can do a double hem right up to that where it ends. If not, what I'll do is I'll serge this edge so it doesn't fray, and then I'll just do a single hem up like that, and you'll see the serging thread right there, which is not a big deal. So let me take care of that, and then I'll serge these raw edges. I tried it on and I really like the way it fits. So let me fix this mistake and then serge, and then I will show you what it looks like tried on. All finished. Looks pretty cool to me. So much more comfortable. I don't have the poofy sleeves anymore. It's not super wide, which you'll see a lot of people that do this kind of thing, the kimono t-shirts, where they just make it really oversized and flowy. And I could have probably come out with my seams a little more if I wanted to, but I like that it looks like it fits better. And then I've got the big sleeves whenever my arms are up. So glad I chose this material. I think it looks good. I like the teal, the way it matches together. So yeah, I would call this a success. Yay! So coming up on the next video, or next few videos, I've got several in line for you guys, but I have 2 skirts. One's brown and one is black, and the elastic is absolutely dead in it, so I need to replace the elastic. This is the first time I'm ever going to be doing this, so I bought some black elastic and I'll be doing that. And then this shirt I just thrifted the other day. It is a men's XX, but it's got really cool stars and stripes on it, so it'll be good coming up for 4th of July, Memorial Weekend, whatever. When I bought it, they sold it to me for $1 because there was a big stain right here. And I'm like, I don't know if that's going to come out. but it came out. I soaked it in some hot water, OxyClean, and a little bit of Dawn dish soap. And then when I washed it, it came right out. And the water it was soaking in, you could see this color of the stain. Bleh. So anyway, I don't know what it was, but it came out. So I have something special for this. It is a men's shirt, but I'm going to make it for a woman to wear. So stay tuned for that. It'll look really, really cool. I'm excited. It's something that I saw that I got inspired by. I'm not going to do it exactly like the way someone else did it, because that's not me. I always want to put my own little touch on things. I actually have several videos lined up for you guys, and so I'm going to be busy, super busy, and I need to focus on things. A lot of what I've been doing is stuff for myself, but I need to focus on some things that I can do that I can sell. And I've got some of those lined up for you as well, and I got to keep in mind spring and summer, spring and summer. It's not winter anymore. So stay tuned and see what kind of treasure I am going to redeem next.